G'day swingers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you enjoy. This time around, something a little bit different. It was my missus and my 10-year anniversary, and we went to Ballarat and stayed at Victoria's oldest running hotel. It's the first hotel that was on the goldfields, and it was established in 1853. Cracking joint. We also then decided to go and explore Souverign Hill the next day and check out all the old stuff there, as the missus was quite interested to see that. Now, Souverign Hill is a place set up to show the historical side of basically the gold rush, and it shows the old original rush with the old canvas tents and bark huts being established into buildings, and then proper stone buildings after that. So there's basically three streets set up. One is just showing you the old bark town. Then the next one shows you the old timber lodgings and buildings with all the shop fronts, and then the next one's all the more established stuff with all the brick fronts. So quite a nice location to explore. If you ever get the chance, pop on by. It's something you really want to do. But if not, if you can't make it over to the country to do so, I hope this is somewhat good enough for you. I hope to return again soon and actually do a proper video on just Souverign Hill rather than obviously the things I was preoccupied with in this episode, which you'll see at the end. Now there are some long clips. If you're not keen, just skip forward on that. No stress, no skin off my nose. But there's one section there that's about 17 minutes long, one clip, and it's actually quite interesting, so do stick around if you can. As I said, there's a good surprise at the end, so we want to stop chit-chatting and let's get into the episode, eh? Alrighty swingers, so this is our hotel for the weekend. Beautiful old joint. Check this out for a lift. Talk about going old school. Check this out for an old lift. Oh, I've got to close that one first, sorry. Alright, going to close this guy. And we're going to level 1. And off we go. Somehow someone actually managed to scribble his name and date and who was he on there. I noticed before, it's pretty funny. Right, now, open that again. Open that again. Close that. And then close the timber one. Oh, it's a heavy door. Awesome. And then we're staying just through here. The grand staircase. Beautiful old staircase. As you can see, she continues up to. We are just in here. As you can see, my favourite little symbols. I'll get it there for you, even though it's backwards. Very old English symbol, which was used by the Australians for a fair while. But, we are just here. Check this out for the room.
Fucking amazing.
You happy?
Yes.
Got you a good room?
Yeah.
You're lucky, aren't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely cracking joint, this place. We've got our own little hidden away area for food, coffee and whatnot. Little bar fridge. Look at our extravagant freaking bathroom. Corbels and everything everywhere. The old school sink. And the shower. We even have a balcony. Holy crap! As you can see, we're right smack bang in the middle of Ballarat at Craig's Royal Hotel, which was established in 1853. G'day swingers. As you can see, we're away on our holiday this weekend. She's a bit shy, doesn't look at the camera. We are here in Souverign Hill, of all places. So we're standing around here because right there, in about 2 minutes, it's going to be the musket firing. Have to see that. So we're going to have a bit of fun here today. Just just enjoying our 10-year anniversary. And in the meanwhile, we're going to have some fun. We're going to try and find some gold in the creek that's just down there. There's not much, but I bought my snuffer bottle. So we'll get something at least. I'll find something for the missus. I'll make sure I get a nice little bit in the pan for her so she can actually find some gold for herself. She has done so in the creek before, but it was a tiny speck, and that just doesn't do anything for anyone. So anyway, I'll get back to you very shortly when these muskets are firing. Most important person on the goldfields. Get real. The most important people on the goldfields were the diggers, not the gold commissioner. He was the one making it hard for everyone. Bastards. As you can see, that's what they used to live like. Nice and easy. Little cot. Got their crate, table, and the old booze. Can't go far without your booze and your lantern. This bloke was lucky. He even had his own wash trough. Would have been the freshest smelling miner on the field, I reckon. And this would have been the tent for the most important person on the goldfields. The commissioner's tent, where he would have been signing all your bloody miners' rights and weighing up the gold. Ooh, nice and cagey in here for the two guys that would have been owning this joint. Nice little stone fireplace. Got a cabinet with all their booze. Gold pan, shovel.
The walking stick too, babe.
Walking stick, yep. All their
Shoes.
pots, plates and pans and all silver plated spoons.
There's shovel in the corner, hon.
And just over here, we've got one of the old windlasses. I think that's what it's called. I get confused with the name of them. But as you know, cable will be wrapped around this guy. One end would come down here to the pulley up here and drop down into the shaft, and the other one would be coming up onto the second pulley across to that, and as that rotates, one barrel goes up and one goes down, so using gravity. As you can see, it is actually a shaft, but you can't see the bottom. It's about a good 15 metres I can see down there, but as you can see, that's where the horse would have been attached. Walk around in circles going stir crazy.
Good.
That'll do us. Oh! There we go. Well, good day to you all. My name is Andrew. I'm what's called a goldfields trooper. You would have called me a policeman. We weren't around for very long. We were formed in 1851 when they first found gold in quantity in Ballarat. We were disbanded in 1856. Only a few short years, really. After the inquiry into the Eureka Rebellion, some would say the Eureka Massacre. The reason we were disbanded, if you'd asked a couple of miners, they would have said, because we were totally, quite murderously corrupt. Well, not surprising, really. I've had no training to be a policeman, and I've only been doing it for 4 months. Since the age of 16, I have had one set of skills, and that is to kill people efficiently from horseback. I'm an ex-hussar, an ex-cavalryman. At my age, I would have seen the end of the Napoleonic Wars. So how the devil did I become a policeman? Well, it's a bit of a story, bear with me. First of all, nobody was looking for gold in Ballarat. They knew it was here. One group of people, of course, had always known it was here. They were and are called the Watherong. And the Watherong, the First Nation clan that have cared for this land for tens upon tens of thousands of years, on whose land we still stand, respect to elders past, present and emerging. But the Watherong are essentially a very practical people. Gold, well, it's very pretty, isn't it? It's very heavy to carry around if you lead a semi-nomadic lifestyle. And it's almost pointless to carry it around, considering you can't do anything with it. Won't hold an inch, they tend to leave it lying where it was. During colonisation, this entire area became one great big sheep run. Tens of thousands of head of sheep, some very rich, technically illegal squatters, who were making a fortune out of mutton and wool. Couldn't be bothered what they thought was a little bit of surface gold. Somebody did find gold, though, in Bathurst, New South Wales. Apparently they have a very popular horse race there every year, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Those low-paid farm workers, they start to drift up, looking for a better life. The governor down here, he panics. He thinks, oh no, There's not going to be anybody to look after the sheep. They'll run wild. They'll eat people. Just seeing if you're paying attention. The point being, the economy was tiny. It was all based on agriculture. They're actually in danger of going bankrupt. So he said, all right, there's always been rumours there's gold in Ballarat. Let's have a competition. See if we can find a decent bit. About 3 kilometres that way, a blacksmith dug a hole in the ground, found a big lump of gold. Place went mad. Now, the point of that long story is this. A week before the news broke in Melbourne town, there were about 40-something professional policemen. A week later, there were 6. Nobody wanted to do their normal job. You lot, you all just downed tools, ran to Ballarat as quick as you could, grabbed a shovel, dug holes in ground, try and get rich as quickly as possible. Who can blame you? Remember Bitcoin? Anyway, so they started looking for fellas like me, ex-cavalrymen. They said, come and work for us. I said, fine. Beats digging holes in the ground at my age. What I didn't expect, though, was for them not to pay me enough to live on. I get paid £24 a year. It's a pittance. Especially when I look around, I see fellas earning hundreds of pounds from looking for gold. Especially when you get to a town in the middle of a mining boom, and guess what? Price of everything goes up 300%. So after a lot of whinging and moaning and threatening to resign, our bosses, the gold commissioners, they live here. They came up with an idea. You see, most of my job involves the licensing system. We're like a private army. I am not really interested in keeping you people safe. Well, I don't really know you, do I? And there's no money in it. So my job is to enforce the licensing system. That goes like this. If you're a male, you're over 12, you're on the diggings, you'll have a gold license. To look for gold, it'll cost you 30 shillings every month, which is a fair bit. If you don't have one, I'll arrest you. You'll be fined £5. In your terms, apparently that's about $1,000 to $3,000. So a considerable sum. So they said to us, all right, don't leave, don't resign. You can have half the fine. So let me be clear. I am a policeman who gets a half share of most fines I personally give out. How do you reckon that's going to work out? £24 a year? You must be joking. I can do 3 fines a day. And the way I do it is I find some honest, upright looking young fella. Hello, mate. He's an honest fella, isn't he, madam? Kids? All right, you've got a lot of sport there, sir. And I'd say, right, sir, let's have a look at your license. You'd hand it over and I go, come off the road there, folks. And I go, that is perfectly in order. Everything is all right. Okay, you paid your money, all good. And then suddenly I say, oh no, look, it's gone.
It would have been bad
Oh no, it
if
fell in
I
the
showed
water
my
and
digital
drowned.
copy.
Oh, the wheels fell off. It spontaneously combusted. There was an eagle, it caught it, it flew away. Either way, it's gone, and you're under arrest. You'd object, and the other 6 troops would leap on you. We'd carry you around the corner, there's some logs and chains, and we'd chain you up there waiting for the magistrate. That could take 2 or 3 days outside Ballarat weather. All you do, what everybody does, sir, you'll pay me and my mates part of the fine. We will let you go, we'll pat you on the head. Your license will mysteriously appear again, and we'll see you again in 6 months. Now, to do this wonderful job, they give me certain tools of the trade. First of all, what's up? Hello, you. First of all, they give me a set of these. These are called shackles. You call them handcuffs. These are the old-fashioned screw variety, but they'd still be familiar to you. Very familiar to some of you by the looks of you. Now they take a bit of work putting on and taking off, which is why I have this. It's called a billy club or a truncheon or a baton. I prefer to call it my attitude adjuster. If you have a bad attitude, I will tap you on the head till I adjust it, not looking at anyone. So that's his action every now and then. Oh dear, madam, he's making threatening gestures towards me. Does he do that often? All the time. Congratulations, sir, you've just been verbaled. Well, luckily, sir, I'm a mounted trooper and I can make a very small sound that settles everything down. And that sound is this. Now that is a saber. And this is a particularly fine one. It looks like a toy, something you'd buy from an old store called Copper Art. Stick it on top of your mantelpiece, impress the neighbours. Well, in a past life, ridiculously, I was a fencer. And I can tell you that that is more or less perfect balance point for a saber. This is a beautifully made a handcrafted killing weapon. Shark skin there for a good grip, in case your hand gets covered in sweat. Now, I don't want to kill you, sir. Well, I'm not going to make any money out of you. So what I'm going to do is you're running along. I'm trotting along behind you, my little pony, Neville. I am going to trip you up with a flat bit, give you a bit of a tap on the back of the head to slow you down. So that sees action every day. Well, he doesn't learn, does he, Matt? He's still at it. Incorrigible, kids. There's a word for you, incorrigible. Right, we have to move along to the heavy artillery, sir. Here we have the standard issue pistol. It's an original, it's been spiked, it can't be fired. It's a 58 caliber. What does that mean? It means that. It means a very large hole. 58, the experts tell me, is a lot of calibers. Everything goes in the barrel, everything comes out of the barrel, 30 seconds to reload, accurate for, in your terms, about 9 meters. Useless. Best thing I can do with this, sir, is wait for you to turn around, just pivot at the back of your head, and then leave it lying there, since you and all your very dodgy looking mates are getting your own weapons. Some of them tend to be 44 caliber, 6-shot Colt revolvers. Terrifying. Luckily, I have Old Faithful. Not that she's that old, but a lack of a breech mechanism and general firing principle means she's starting to get a bit obsolete. What you're looking at there is an Enfield patent, 2-band cavalry carbine, 58 caliber, unrifled musket. Dear Lord, that's a lot of words. Let's deal with them one by one. Enfield, the original patent holder. The Enfield Company got the British Army and therefore the Australian Army through several wars, with one very famous series of rifles based around the 303, ending with the excellent SLR. The company that made this still today, in its modern form, makes the basis of the British Army's main assault rifle. It is called a 2-bander, because there are 2 steel bands holding the barrel onto the stock. Usually means a shortened version of the weapon, as do the words cavalry carbine, so it fits in a holster next to my saddle. It is an unrifled 58 caliber, so it fires the same ammunition as the pistol, slightly longer barrel, slightly more accurate. Now, at 1:30, the Redcoats are going to go marching up Main Street, the British soldiers, the 40th Regiment. They are going to fire the military version of this. Exactly the same weapon, except for 2 small differences. There's our 3-banders, 1, 2, 3, slightly longer. More importantly, there's a rifled. What that means is a series of grooves on the inside of the barrel that spin the projectile when fired and take full advantage of the expansion of gases. Generally, when that happens, a projectile flies further and it flies more accurately. So, if you upset me, which clearly you have, this round ball of lead is going to come wobbling towards you at some vague degree of speed with an even vaguer degree of accuracy from about 90 meters away, so a bit better than 9. If you upset the Redcoats with their P-53 rifled muskets, and remember, there's not much difference between theirs and mine. This solid, soft, 1-ounce lead slug is going to come hurtling towards you at extremely high speed with absolutely lethal accuracy from, in your terms, a kilometre away. And that's the difference with rifling, mates. Don't go upsetting the Redcoats, wherever you do so. Right, we are going to load and fire this weapon. It's a black powder weapon, it requires black powder. Black powder has been around for hundreds of years. The Chinese, in certain parts, invented it as a medicine and then used it for fireworks and celebrations. The rest of us, we use it to kill things. Turned upside down, traps a measure, straight down the barrel. I want 2 of those. A good musketman can load and fire this thing a couple of times a minute. Napoleon Bonaparte had his old guard. These fellas weren't much younger than me, firing 5 times a minute. They must have been something else. Apparently the British asked a section of them to surrender at Waterloo. They formed a square and died where they stood. Right, we are not going to put the lead ball in. Oh, goes the crowd. Well, there was this fella. His name was Sir Isaac Newton. He had a theory. His theory was, on a lovely day like today, most things that go up in the air, I'll give you plenty of warning before I fire it, I promise. Most things that go up in the air pre-Sputnik, and delightfully, if you're of my generation, William Shatner, you're going to come back down again. A little bit of wadding holds everything in place. Most important part of this weapon is in many ways this, the ramrod. Without that, I would struggle to achieve the compression necessary for a halfway accurate shot from an unrifled weapon. That's why it is on a keeper. Try finding a straight stick in the Australian bush. This is now, for my intent and purpose, a loaded weapon. It is not, however, armed. Hammer back to safety. Then reach in for one of these things. This is called a top hat percussion cap because of its shape. It's more or less exactly like the plastic ring caps kids might use in a toy gun. The difference is it's singular, it's made of brass. It is many times more powerful. If that went off now, it would take yet another chunk out of my thumb. Gentle squeeze. Place it over this tube which leads to the main charge. Gently lower the hammer. And there I have a loaded weapon. You can see how close they are to developing a proper, if you like, cartridge or shell. And that is the step up from the flintlock system. Right, I'm going to fire this now. What are you lot going to do? Believe it, sir, you're going to run. I wouldn't stand behind you, madam. It's going to go straight through. She's actually moved. I love it. You are going to put your fingers in your ears. You are going to make sure that every child around you, whether it belongs to you or not, has its fingers in its ears. And to all the big tough boys, and it's always big tough boys, usually about my age, I have no care as to what you have done in your life. But unless in the last week you have stood this close to somebody, sensible lad, this close to somebody firing a military grade 50 caliber rifle, that might be one of you. This is a 58. It is firing full grains. The air's still a bit cool down here. That means it's dense. That means it'll sound louder than it is. You get 2 eardrums. And after 30 years of firing this, I can tell you it does add up. Actually, come off the road, folks. We'll let the coach go round. Relax for a few minutes. I want them well round the corner in Main Street. We used to be the second largest, well, used to be the largest working horse stables in the Southern Hemisphere. We're now the second, we think. We used to have 55 horses. We now have about 35, but we're slowly growing again. They're beautifully trained. We don't like to test them, though. All right, are they round the corner?
Just rounding down.
Excellent. Put your fingers in your ears. At the count of 3, firing. 3, 2, 1. There you are, then. All righty. You're still with us, sir. Good on you. How's the little fellas? All right? All right. Now, it is a beautiful day, but it's also going to get warm. If you've got a water bottle, don't go buying another one because we'll charge you a fortune for it. If you have a look around, you'll see some barrels. In them are water taps which have good crystal clear Ballarat mounted water, and you can refill. Don't forget the red coats at 1:30 in Main Street. Don't forget, if you want to do a mine tour, to book. Free one over there is excellent. Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and others, behave yourselves. Come here, come here. There you go. If you want it. Watch out, it might be a bit sharp. You're very welcome. Share it with your brother. Righto, you lot, move on.
Thank you.
They got a fully functioning puddler. Look at this. As you can see, a very, very big puddler here. Quite decent size. Huh?
Says here 1901.
Yeah, many of them are still working then.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there is no horse in here to be doing anything, so they must occasionally strap them up. But it doesn't look like any fresh hoof prints, but you can definitely see the track where the horse has actually been walking. It's actually been pressed into the ground. So it's very possible that they have actually used him to drag around this mechanism and stir up the clay. Is that supposed to be like a rendition of the first dredge? because if you come over here, as you can see, you got a crank on it, and it actually moves the whole conveyor. So to me, that almost looks like a bucket dredge sort of setup. Very early primitive version, that's for sure. Cool. So as you can see inside one of the old buildings, we've got an old puddler in the corner there. So obviously this is without processing. And that, I'm guessing, is air pump, I'm guessing, for air circulation. Otherwise it's a big ass water pump, I'm not too sure. But pretty cool.
So next to 2 hours we got 6.
Yeah, that chook doesn't look too good. Nice, just have a look, good old dust bath rolling around. Look at it. Loving life. Absolutely loving it. Wouldn't expect I'd be filming something like this at Souverign Hill. Don't know what's going through its mind right now, but it's not functioning properly, that's for sure. The random chooks. Didn't even need a detector. 5 cents, I thought it was $2, but oh well. In that pocket it goes. Couldn't help myself. Look where we ended up. She's even looking for some gold herself. Slowly but surely. We'll get there. We'll get us some gold. Don't you worry about that. I've got a pan here. In fact, I see a bit of gold right now. Look at this. I can see some gold right now on the side. Look at my fingertip. Ah ha ha ha. I've got gold and I haven't even panned a pan. So, because I'm a cheeky bugger, I bought a snuffer. I just got it. Yep. Oh, it's a nice flake. Straight off. Alright, so I'm gonna get my pan out. I can't believe I saw gold before I even started my pan. Nice and rough in the old steel pan. Now this creek is fed by gold. They take a gold bar and they rough it up and grind it into the creek. Hence why I just seen that rough bit of gold in the bottom there. And it's gently, because we know there's gold, back and forth. Down to a very little bit. So I'm going to bugger that off. I've got the black sands in there. And look at that, got a flake of gold. Straight up. In fact, we've got a nice bit of gold in there. We've got a couple of flakes and oh, look at that. Look at the gold I've just found in that pan. Bloody ripper. Let me clean it up and I'll get back to you. Alright, so we did okay for our first pan. As you can see, nice little show of colour. And I even found a picker. Bloody ripper. So let's snuff that up and see what the missus has got for her pan. Now that's a freaking pan. Look at the tail there. Look at all that dust in there. I just absolutely clean up on that one. The trick is to fan the bottom. Get it all off the bottom of the creek. I'll tidy that pan up. We'll give you a proper reveal because it's loaded. Look at it. As you can see, that was my 1 pan of gold. Magnificent. Busy day, so we just got some gold for myself. Did quite well for 3 or 4 pans. You'll be surprised when I chuck the photo up at the end. We're going to the mine tour now, so catch us later. Uh-oh. We're going down into the abyss. Oh god.
Let's go.
So we've adjusted. Yeah, and you won't see anything for a minute and a half. Now this is more like a mine. Not even born.
Lazy bum.
As you can see, we've returned back to the creek, and my very first pan. I'm going to get some Souverign Hill gold today. Ripper. Holy moly, guys. I just got a whole lot of gold, and I got a boot tack and a pen end. Look at all that gold. 1 freaking pan. Oh, if only the creeks were that loaded all the time. Oh, we're eating well tonight, guys. Steak and fucking beers for us. Look at that for a pan. There's even a nice little picker. Very nice. I can't wait to do my clean-up. Cleaning up at Souverign Hill. I've just gone and blown everyone's brains out of their skulls. That's 6 pans. It's like 10-15 minutes of panning. Got to snipe that up and get out of here. Right, all I got to go do our stuff, so we're going to be busy. Catch us later. She's got no idea.
So, just as easy here.
So what we'll get you to do. We'll get one of those fine dudes that set you up a side arm.
Up this way, sir.
You don't hold that cane or a gun to your photo, sir.
I might take the cane, to be honest. Yeah. So you can stand just here next to Mark. Hand on shoulder like usual.
I believe so. Yeah, quite nice.
So your right hand on Mom's left shoulder there. Perfect.
I'll show off some of the dresses that we've got there, some of the special silks. This freehand. So the freehand's not on the leg, just like that. Other hand on our shoulder. Wonderful.
So it'll just be 5 minutes.
That's okay.
Okay.
Alright, nice straight postures there. Perfect. Nice, adjust your other side. Yeah, so great.
So you decided to be serious or smiling in this picture? A nice smirk in that case? Wonderful. Fantastic. Alright, standing up, nice and tall, so front your chest out. Arms straight back. Fantastic. Shoulders back just a little bit. Wonderful. Looking just here at the gold leaf cap. Take a deep breath in. Fantastic. That looks very nice. We're getting a little bit too much light on So's face, so we might change the position just a little bit for that. Just give me 1 second there, Mum, before you stand up. This out of the way, Tina. What are you tripping over, Mum? No, get you to stand up for me. And lay your breath.
Yes.
Well, as you can see, me and the missus are now officially engaged. I was lucky she said yes. I sort of figured she would. It's been 10 years, she's well and truly earned it. She probably should have done so many years ago, but it was all thanks to Wade and his little push. Thanks again, Wade, for little just, setting me straight, letting me know it's more about her than myself, or, anything else. So, it's a small gesture that I could give her. Now, when it comes to the gold, as you saw, I did fairly bloody well. Thought I'd just chuck a little photo up here. This is the clean-up. So as you can see, I did pretty bloody well. 0.6 per gram. Now, that almost paid for our day out in Souverign Hill, to be honest. $60 worth. Now, it cost $100 for both of us to get in. So that wasn't too bad. But then, obviously, you got all your little extra little things around, like the mine tour, the bits and bobs you buy, and all that sort of stuff. But all in all, it was a great weekend, and one that me and the missus will certainly remember for quite some time. Now, it is New Year's, so I'd like to wish you all Happy New Year's. If you've stuck around this long, you've earned it. Have yourselves a great, safe night. Until next year, until I see you then, good luck and happy swinging. I doubt you'll all get out and do any swinging today. You'll be on the piss. Enjoy. Catch us in 2024. Salada.